What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over games 16, 17, and 18 of the Weekend League recap. So if you guys have been enjoying this series, make sure you let me know, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know each time I upload a brand new video. So yeah, I mean, after this video we got like 2 more, and then the recaps will conclude. So which would put me uploading 1 video every single day this week. So obviously not on Sunday, but I'll still play my games on Sunday. So yeah, we're still the same team. Not much has changed. Like I said in the last video, my ebook on the Carolina Tour offense will be dropping very soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Probably going to be sometime next week if I had to guess. So yeah, as usual, this is pretty much the same lineup. There's not really even much to say. I mean, they did issue a make right if you guys played Weekend League at all, like no matter if you just played 1 game, they gave you guys 2 free touchdown packs. So if you take the quick sell, the 50k quick sell every time, that's a free 100,000 coins. So make sure you log on and take advantage of that. You know, I'm not really much of a news guy, but it pertains to Weekend League, so I'm gonna let you guys know about it. So like I said, same offense, same defense. I switched my abilities around at some point. I think it'll be the next video you guys see. I changed my abilities around so I could put extra hot routes on the field. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so heading into this game number 1 of this video, we're going up against a fellow what am I saying? You got the new Night Train Lane. So he's starting off on his first drive, 2nd and 15. He throws the crosser to Chad Johnson, and I guess I didn't have my zone drops set far enough back, so I changed it to 25 instead of 20. And of course, he goes underneath the very second that I do that. His Austin Hooper in the flats. So we're just kind of playing right into his hand right now. He hits me with the hard play action, and I don't know what Ed Reed was doing. I don't know what made the deep third bite down like that, but he had an easy pitch and catch for the touchdown. So we convert on a 3rd and 9. We're down 7-0. Maybe I should change my settings to where I get the ball first every time, because every time I start the game off on defense, I give up a 1-play score. So, or not a 1-play score, but just like a 1-play, or a, you know what I'm trying to say. They always let up a score on the first drive. So 2nd and 10, we low ball to the in route to DK Metcalf to convert, and then which brings us to a 2nd and goal. Now here I shouldn't have thrown the post. I had the C route wide open, I think. No, this is the next play. We hit the post for the touchdown. I'm giving stuff away. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at commentating this video so far, so I do apologize. So we're tied at 7, and he still hits me over the head with a crossing route. So I'm like, all right, I guess we got to drop it back to 30 yards. Like, geez, you know. So then he hits me with a bunch of low ball curl routes. He starts taking advantage of me over the middle. My user goes over there and he throws to that one. So good plays by my opponent, I guess, which leaves us from 16 seconds left of half, and he runs a quarterback power, which tells me he's in the Saints playbook, and that Taysom Hill formation. So QB power up the middle with Josh Allen. He scores, puts him up 14-7. So we're going to be patient, take our check downs, and get some man coverage, and just rely on our man beating routes. Brings us to a 4th and 2. Now 4th and 2, I tried to quick hike, and we ended up getting the conversion to Chad Johnson on the drag route. So, and then he gets us into a 3rd and 10, where we gotta have it, and we take a big sack. Sadly, I was trying to look for DK down the middle, and I think he was open, but he just wasn't, like, it wasn't throwable, I guess. And then he runs a 0-1 trap to Saquon Barkley and goes into the end zone for a touchdown. So now we're down by 2 scores, which is not good, obviously. So we almost take a sack, but we are lucky to find Chad Johnson on the sideline. So here we're running a little bit of flood, you know, low ball in route, great play for beating man, great stock play for beating man coverage. And then 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, we go to Chad Johnson again on the low ball to get us inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line. And here I got greedy and threw the post. This is the play I was talking about earlier. I had the C route wide open, but I was just so focused on that post that I just threw it. So, you know, here somehow we didn't get a safety. So kind of mad about that. And then he just QB sneaks on 3rd and 10. I guess he just believes in this defense at this point. I mean, I would too. I mean, if I was this guy. So here, I just try to force it. You know, at this point in the game, you got to have something. And then we throw an interception to Deion Sanders. So this is probably one of my worst games of the weekend. I just wasn't there mentally, and his defense was also giving me a little bit of trouble, and I was getting impatient. So from there, I just quit out. Obviously, I'm not going to come back from 27-7 with 30 seconds left. So we quit out. We get into our second game of the video, and we go against another 49ers theme team, which is very common, I guess, in the mud streets. So here we're faced with 2nd and 19. We hit Chad Johnson on the corner route, tried to juke to stay in bounds, but ended up stepping out, sadly, which brings us to a 3rd and 6, where we pull out our big money play, which is double post, which I went over already. If you have a receiver with route tech on that post route, he'll get open pretty much every time, regardless if he has one step ahead or not. He left it open 2 straight times, one against man, one against zone, which brings us to a 3rd and goal. And he sent the house, and I just didn't want to. I kind of forced the pass there, so we had to take our 3. He's running trips tight end, which is like yay, right? You know, everybody's trips tight end is like my kryptonite, apparently, because I can't stop it for some reason. I was this close to putting inside stuff. I'm this close to putting inside stuff on both of my D tackles, just so I don't have to worry about shooting the gap. But here we shoot the gap perfectly, and Ricky Jackson picks it up for us. Perfect timing, because he was probably about to score anyways. So unfortunately, since he's on the line of scrimmage, since he's a defensive lineman or a D end, he's not going to have all that stamina to finish off. So which brings us to a 2nd and 3. I had a pretty unique route combination, and then I didn't sprint to roll out, but he just sent the QB spy, and I realized it because the flat still chases the QB this year. So I quickly dumped it down to the flat, so we made it a quick 10-0, and then he starts out on his drive and hits me over the top to Terry McLaurin for a 1-play touchdown. Now I think he's running verticals, if I'm not mistaken. And that somehow pulled down my deep 3rd for a 1-play touchdown. But see here, we're taking advantage of the Carolina tour once again, audible down to I form, and I think we run a dive. Yeah, we ran a dive, and then we hard cut to the outside, and Reggie Bush is just too quick, man. I thought we scored on that play, but I guess we didn't. So he got us out of bounds, and here he comes out with an all-out man coverage, no safety help, you know. So I'm going to be going over this in the ebook. Put him on a smoke screen that gets the S-post wide open with no additional coverage in the area, and then we get an easy touchdown to DK Metcalf. So now we're up 17-7. We're looking pretty good on 4th and 19, and he probably should have had a completion there. He wasn't really under pressure, but I understand why he quit, because I would have quit too. You know, connection repair has been lost, bringing us to our final game of this video. And it is again in another 49ers stadium against, I don't think this isn't a 49ers theme team, thank goodness, but 2nd and 7, coming out here on his first drive. He takes the check down to Reggie Bush, forces a fumble, and Ronnie Lott recovers it. So Ronnie Lott finally making an impact on this team to put us in a 1st and 10 on our first drive. We hit Chad Johnson with route tech on the corner route to get us down the field, and then from there we hit him again on the RPO. He clicked on to try to make a tackle, and then Chad Johnson reached for it, got all the way to the 1-yard line, and from there, you know, we just play power football to Bo Jackson, and he gets us in for a touchdown. So we have a pretty nice lead, starting off 7-0. He runs a fake punt, which is what I should have done. I did that in the last video, but I didn't have an actual running back subbed in, so it didn't work out. He barely stepped out of bounds before, so it gave us the ball, thankfully. And then we get inside the red zone again. This time we run a toss play to Bo Jackson, and then he gets us into the end zone. So of having a 14-0 lead going into halftime, pretty good. And then something weird happened. The connection RP here had been lost. So I think it was another one of those DCs, or maybe he just decided to quit. I'm not sure, but I just know that we got the victory for that. So I even checked to make sure. I was like, yo, we better have gotten that victory. Because as much as as much DCs as we've had some DC losses. DC wins, just a bunch of crazy mess. So I backed all the way out just to refresh to make sure that we got the win. So I noticed we got our XP, we got our coins for playing the game, and we're gonna go all the way back in just to see if we did get the win. So I'm pretty sure we did. We got our 13th win off of that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 13 games, 13 wins with 7 games remaining. So yeah, so that was those 3 games. Kind of weird because we didn't get to finish that last game, mostly due to the disconnect. So I forget how many. Can somebody comment down below how many disconnect wins and losses that I've been through so far? It's been kind of weird, but I mean, of course, if you didn't watch last video, you know that you have a make right, or I might have said it in the intro. They gave you a make right they give you 2 free touchdown packs, and you take the coins both times, and you have 2 50k coin quick sales, you get free 100k. So, I'm glad that they compensated us in the community for this annoying struggle that we went through this past weekend with DCs. Sometimes they were wins, sometimes they were losses. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I doubt this weekend league coming up. I do plan on playing this weekend league coming up, but I won't be recording any of the games for any recaps or anything like that, because I'm going to be focused on making the ebook for you guys next week. As I said in the last video, we're going to be doing the Carolina Tour offensive ebook. So it's going to be a free breakdown, probably going to be 3 or 4 videos long, just to make sure that I go through. There's like 4 different formations I want to go through, mainly bunch, offset, but you guys know the deal. Like I said, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe down below, and turn those noties on so you get notified whenever I post. So without further ado, peace.